an overview of what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about a little bit of the history, which includes Venn and Leibniz and Euler and Grunbaum and just some other information. And then I'm going to talk about actually what Venn diagrams are.
Can you stop just for a second? Who got the sheets? I never got mine.
The sheets were given out yesterday with the other ones.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's right. It's in my folder, in other words.
Venn diagrams were named after John Venn, who was alive from 1834 to 1923. And in 1880, he was the one that created Venn diagrams. He was a British philosopher and cleric. And he had a lot of difficulties coming up with diagrams in the beginning and like visualizing them and actually putting them together. But finally he came up with it. And then he only got as far as using 4 eclipses. And now we know that there's 11. Leibniz and Euler, they used diagrams like Venn diagrams beforehand, but they didn't give it a name and didn't publish it saying, hey, I created this. But they also were using them. And then he's a German, Branko Grunbaum, however you say his name. He was a mathematician at the University of Washington, and he found that the 5 eclipse. And if you can see in you don't have your books, but in your books there's a picture of his 5 set diagram, and it's also there. And then some other information that some mathematicians came up with is that they can only be drawn with prime numbers. So like you can't draw them 4 or 8 or anything like that. With 7 petals, it's super hard to like find them and stuff like that, but you can find them online, which I thought was interesting. But a lot of mathematicians don't think that they even exist. However, now we can prove that they do exist. And Peter Hamburger and Edith Hepp also created a Venn diagram with 11 petals, which is also in your book, which is extremely colorful and extremely beautiful. But it just shows like that all of these connect and all of them, you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so a Venn diagram compares 2 things. So the things that are in A and the things that are, okay, so the things here are only in A and the things here are only in B, but where they cross they have things that are alike. So then in here you can see that B and C are here, A and C are there, how they all come together in the middle. They're usually circles, although to make the bigger ones they have to be ellipses. And they just are really good for like comparing 2 things. A lot of times these are used as graphic organizers for like K through 12, just like for classroom stuff. And then some random facts. And that's like a bunch of hubba-jubba of how to find whether or not they're connected and how to like make an ellipse, which we're not going to do. And then also in the TV series Numbers, they use it to determine who is the killer, and yeah. And then those are my sources and my picture sources.